Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. So today I'm going to be starting my bridal series. I explained it a bit more like at the start of the video, but I just felt like this is something that was really missing that wasn't on YouTube really. I mean, I was searching for some and I didn't really find that many. So this one I show you, I believe it was 4 different lip options. But yeah, this is probably my most like requested or common bridal look that I get. Just super glowy and pretty natural. And like I said, it is October right now, so it's the fall and going into winter time. So pop of color and this like cranberry, mulberry type lip is super duper popular right now. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy, and please make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't, and let's go ahead and jump right on into it. So I'm just going to prime my eyes with some concealer because that is what I would typically do. So for those of you that do not know, I am a working makeup artist. But yeah, so I specialize in mainly bridal work. That is the majority of what I do. I mean, I'll do like photo shoots, stuff like that, but this is the main thing that I do is bridal work. So I'm always looking for new techniques or the new like looks that are like trending or stuff like that. I just feel like I'm like always looking for new stuff. And so yeah, I just feel like there's not that much right now on the YouTube. So I hope if you are a working makeup artist or, you know, trying to become a bridal makeup artist, or you are a bride, whatever, I'm just hoping that this might help somebody anyway in some way, shape, or form. So after I'm done with that, I just take, you can either do a white or a just like really like cream shade. I personally prefer a white, and I just pack that up here on my brow bone, and it's a, I mean, it's a relatively subtle difference, especially since I use such a light concealer. But I really like that brow bone to be super highlighted. So I do that, and then I just take a little extra and pop it right in the crease here. This is mainly just so that any eyeshadow I'm about to blend doesn't catch like too much on it, if that makes sense. Okay, and then I'm going to zoom you back out for a second. While I'm going to start working on the eyes, I'm going to go ahead and prep my skin. So I will take MAC Strobe Cream. And this is the Gold Light version. This is just what I have handy, to be quite honest. It's not much past that. And I will just apply this all over just while I'm working on the eyes, so it gives it a chance to soak in. And you can see that it gives that really nice glow. Okay. It's a Wayne Goss 04 brush here, and I'm going to be working right now out of my Life's a Drag palette, and I'm actually going to mix the shades Sickening and Hunty together because Sickening is going to be a touch too warm, but Sickening is going to be a touch not warm enough. So I just kind of mix the two and buff that into my crease. So I just do back and forth like windshield wiper motions mixed with circular motions, and that will just kind of buff and diffuse that for you. So just kind of place the color and then back and forth, and I'm using a really light hand. So a good way to describe how much pressure you should be using to blend out this color right now is you should question if your brush is touching your skin. That's how light of a hand you should be using right now. And then once I get that blended for the most part, I go back in with our brush that we applied our brow bone shade with, and I just kind of smooth over that just to make sure that that's staying nice and blended and buffed out. So next up, I'm going to go in, this is a MAC 217, and I am just going to take my Modern Renaissance palette, and I'm going to take the shade Cypress Umber, which is this little guy right here, and I literally just tapped lightly into this twice, and you can see just like how much pigment comes out, and just kind of press this onto the lid. If you guys are looking for a good bridal palette, Cypress Umber, that was dumb. Modern Renaissance is a really good one. I will tell you my only like critique of it per se is it's just very warm, and that works a lot of the time anyway, but sometimes you're just going to want something a little cooler, or more neutral I should say. So I just stamped that shade on that outer corner there like you saw, and then again super duper light pressure. I'm just kind of wiggling back and forth here just to kind of blend out that edge, and you can see that I haven't fully brought it into the crease yet. I just kind of tapped it into there. So now again with the lightest hand, so you can see I'm just wiggling back and forth, and hopefully you can see that that is starting to blend that shade in for me. Marvelous. So once you get that kind of like that, then go back in with your two crease shades and blend over it and just help diffuse it. So I'm trying to get this line as blended as I can. I'm not so much worrying about the line up here right now because we will fix that in just a moment. And then there's zero product on my brush anymore. Just kind of going back and forth on that line. Again, circular motions, and just keep working it and going back and forth until it's blended out. And there we have it. So let's do that again. Okay, and then for my lid, I'm going to take a mixture of Vermeer and Primavera right here. Mainly Primavera and just a smidge of Vermeer. And grab that on there, and then I'm going to spray my brush, and this is a MAC 242. This is just a synthetic flat brush here, and just kind of pack that color on the lid. And then once I kind of get that base on, I'm going to go back over and just tap more shadow on top. So I have dipped back into the shadow at this point, and I'm just kind of tapping this on just to get it like super pigmented. And then I will go back in with our 217 and just wiggle back and forth on those edges there, and you can see there how we're getting a nice seamless blend. And if I need to, I will take this brush and I will bring that color over a bit more, just because I don't want this to take up more than just not, I don't even fully want a third of the eye. Okay, so next up, this is the MAC, I think this is an eye kohl. Yeah, eye kohl in Costa Riche. And I'm just going to drag this on my upper lash line. And then I will take, this is a 228, just a really short little guy here, in that same Cypress Umber shade, and just smudge. Okay, so once that's smudged, you can see right in here, it almost disappears, which is what I want it to do. The color is a tiny bit richer right here, which is a-okay by me. But you can see that that just creates just a very like soft line, which is kind of what I'm going for. I want it to stay relatively soft. And this look is supposed to be just very soft and natural. Well, somewhat natural. So, like I said, almost blend it into nothing on those corners. Okay, and so I'm going to take, so this is my Fast Response Eye Cream from MAC, and I will place this under the eyes. This will not only prep the under eye for makeup, but it also acts as a makeup remover. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to the rest of the skin. Like you can see, that stroke cream has sunk in for like the majority anyway now. I'm left with a little bit of a sheen, which is what I want. And then my favorite foundation to use is the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Foundation. And I'm going to mix the shade Custard and Latte because I'm kind of between the two. Okay, so I'm just kind of dotting this around my face. Again, if I'm actually doing makeup on somebody, I'll use a brush to spread this, but I'm not, so. Okay, and then one of my absolute #1 tricks with this foundation is you need to use a beauty blender of some sort, or just a damp sponge. I will go in with concealer, and I take the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. It's in the shade Nude. So you can see that that is pretty much my shade. So now I'll also go in, this is the Shape Tape. Everybody knows Shape Tape at this point. I will go in with Shape Tape where I'm trying to highlight. I'm obviously not trying to highlight right here, I'm just trying to cover it. That foundation covered it for the most part, but I just want a bit more coverage, just to kind of ensure it's not gonna go anywhere or start peeking through after a few hours. Once I am happy with how all of that is looking, I take, for my personal under eyes anyway, I take the Maybelline Fit Me powder. And I will use this on people if either they are fair or they want to look lighter on their under eyes. The main reason I do this is to really brighten my under eye. So I like to use a concealer that is relatively similar like we saw, and then a setting powder that has that bit of brightness for me. Okay, and then I will also take that just on the places we were trying to highlight. Okay, and then for my all over powder, this is the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish. This is the only powder that I use to set skin with. And then I just get a little extra powder on the brush and use it to dust this away. And you can see my under eye is still very nice and lifted, but it is blended in with all my skin now. Okay, so now I'm going to take, this is the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. And spray my face all over with that. And while that is drying, I will go in and work on the lower lash line, and I will use this little tiny guy again. This is the 228 brush, and I will take those two shades under my eye, or a crease shade. And then I will take that Cypress Umber shade just right at the very outer corner here. And then I will take this is the MAC Chromographic pencil. Okay, and now I'm going to take, this is a Morphe Y8 brush, this little angled guy, and I'm going to start bronzing, and this is my Marc Jacobs Tantric bronzer, and I just kind of like press and pull that into the skin here, and I just do a little bit of this, and you will see why momentarily. The sides of the nose, under the lip, and then obviously cheeks here. Okay, and then I will take, this is the Dark Tan Mineralized Skin Finish, and I will add that in as well. And this is what's really going to give me some color back. Right now we're looking a wee bit flat, and you obviously do not want that. One big thing I will advise anyway is I encourage to not fully contour. I encourage more of like just a smoky bronzer effect. I find it just looks better in pictures, and it looks just a bit more natural in person as well. Okay, and then we will take my favorite blush, which is Warm Soul by MAC. I use this on every single person. I'm not even exaggerating. But so Warm Soul is super, like, it's really golden and it's really bronzy pink. And this is the Laura Geller Tropic Hues blush. So you can see it definitely has a bit more pink to it, which I really like. I'll take that one. And you can see that it's just starting to pink the skin back up. And it has a really, really pretty highlight throughout as well, so it gives your cheeks just this beautiful glow, as you can see here, which again you want, because that is what's going to make you look more natural, is that really pretty glow. So I'm going to take, this is the Lancome Absolute powder, I don't know, and I have it in Absolute Golden. They have a lighter one as well, but my location anyway has been sold out forever and I don't want to order it. So again, damp sponge, and just press this into the skin. But so I'll put it kind of above my brows and kind of in the middle of my forehead a bit, because you can see now when I turn, you just get that really nice natural glow. It's kind of what this powder gives. A little on the chin here. And a little more down the nose. So you can see now we have just glow back to our skin, which is what we want. I'll just do the tiniest bit right here because you're pretty safe right there. But you can see it doesn't do a whole lot. It's just a tiny bit of something extra. Okay, and then one more dose of this. Marvelous. And then lower lash mascara, always the MAC Extended Play. So I will kind of just shape my brows into place first. I naturally have pretty full brows, so main thing for me is just kind of getting them the right color and fill in a bit of sparseness. Okay, so once I get my brow filled in, for the most part, I will take, this is my MAC Pro Longwear Brow Set. I'm in Bold Brunette, and I just kind of run that through here. This just darkens my natural brow hair, so it makes the brows a bit more three-dimensional, and I can shape them into like the shape that I want a little bit better. Okay, and then I take, this is the Ofra Glazed Donut Highlighter. It's the Nikki Tutorials collaboration, and so I will grab some of this and I will spray it with a bit of setting spray just so it doesn't fly around as much, and I pop that on this inner corner here, and again that super duper light blending to blend it kind of up and down and around and etc. And I will do a tiniest little bit on the brow bone here, and I will smooth over that with my finger. I'm going to do one last round of setting spray. This is the Urban Decay All Nighter. So that spray is like absolutely crucial at the end. If you don't do it like before the end, it's okay. It's not a huge deal. It's just the end mainly that you need it. So, one thing that I like to do, I take, this is the Too Faced Peach Perfect Mattifying Loose Powder. Again, no flashback with this either. And there's like the world's tiniest bit in the cap there. I hope that is going to focus. There's just the world's tiniest bit in the cap here. And I will grab that and go right over my nose, right here. And right through here, and a tiny bit right here, just to mattify that down a little bit. And with any excess you saw, I just kind of barely dusted around here. This is just going to ensure that those areas stay matte. Again, no flashback with this, super important. Okay, so for lips, you can go super neutral with this, or this is where you can do kind of your pop of color. Okay, so the first lip option I'm going to show you, I'm going to take, this is the MAC Whirl Lip Pencil. Okay, so this is the MAC lipstick in the shade Modesty. Okay, so you can kind of see how that looks all put together with the shade Modesty. And then you can do, this is the Jouer lip topper in Skinny Dip. So that is how that looks all put together with that lip. I'm going to go wipe this lip off and show you another one. Okay, so again I'm going to line with Whirl. Okay, and this is the L'Oreal Infallible paint, and this is in Nude Star. Okay, so this is how this one looks all put together. Again, I will do the Jouer lip topper in Skinny Dip. So this is how this one looks. Again, it's still neutral, but it's a tiny, tiny pop of color, which I think looks really pretty. But yeah. This one is probably, this one's probably just as common as the neutral. So, wipe off and I'll be back again. Okay, so this one I'm going to have to be a tiny bit more careful with because I don't think I have a lip liner that's going to work with it. But this is the Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink in Huntress. It's like a gray purple. This is going to be very, very rare, but you guaranteed at some point will have someone. Okay, so this is how this one looks with Huntress. Again, this is going to be a lot less common, but as I stated, guaranteed you're going to have someone somewhere along the way that they're going to ask for this and you're going to be like, what? And okay, and you're going to do it. And you're going to feel weird about it, but you're going to do it. So this is Huntress. Okay, so I'm going to go in. This is another L'Oreal Infallible lip paint, and this is in Sultry Sangria. These are my favorite, by the way, in case you haven't figured that out. Okay, and so this is our pop of color. So you can see that this just gives the look just a little something, which is really nice. I also really like these lip paints. They do not dry down, so they stay this like kind of like lacquer finish. Again, you could pop a gloss on with this one. I'll pop it on just so you can see. So there we go. But this lip is super popular around like the fall winter time, just because again it's a little more in season and it just gives the look a little something extra as opposed to just a plain old nude lip. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys find this helpful and informative, and if you do, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't.